guys, we're back on the Cape. Let's go see how she looks. Wow. Awesome. Boy, she's held good and tight. See what she looks like over on port. Perfect. Wow. That's the best job. That's the best tie-down job I've done yet. All right, I'm going to get her unbuttoned here. One of the first things we're going to be doing this time, and we hardly ever do this, is get this bow unwrapped because I need to finish up the sanding on the forward side of the port. And other than that, I've got a what's new corner coming up, and we got to do it quickly because I want to get to work on it tomorrow. I don't want to spoil the suspense here. So anyway, suffice it to say, we're going to be able to work on the engine mount. And anyway, all right, let's get her untied. We're back, guys. Good to be back. Nice that I left this place clean for a change. So the plan is you're gonna get some work done on the motor mount. That's got to be done before this thing goes in the water. I want to get that engine so that I can get it up here, get it mounted, and make sure that everything is going to fit. That's going to be one of the primaries for this trip. Definitely want to finish off the sanding for the port bow, which I don't have too much. I'll show that in just a minute. But in the meantime, there's plenty of work to be done here. All day tomorrow is going to be gorgeous. Then on Tuesday, this is Sunday here, Sunday afternoon. Then on Tuesday, we got rain coming in the afternoon. And so basically, I've got one really good solid day to get some stuff done here. And I'm really hoping to get a lot accomplished. So that's it for now. I'll get you guys posted as we get off the boat here and show you what's left of the bow to be done. And I don't think it's going to take all that long. I've got one more hazmat suit and all the good stuff to go along with it, so I don't have to get to breathing the black dust. But anyway, hey, welcome back to got a burp. Welcome back to Restoring Little Girl. Glad you guys come down here with me, and hope we can keep you guys coming back. All right, God bless. Have a good one, and we'll see you in just a minute when we get down off the boat. Okay, guys, so this is all I've got left for the bow right here. Coming up off the keel to right there. That's it. That's all I got left. And I think about a good hour, maybe hour and a half of sanding, and I'll have that all finished up, and port side will be ready for bottom paint. Not that we're going to do that anytime soon. Again, I'm going to be putting the bottom paint on just before she goes in the water. In the meantime, I bought this nasty stuff, and I'm going to let me see if I can find a spot here. It's not visible on the bow. Let me go back here. Hang on. All right, here we go. See this? These are barnacle crustaceans. And they're not heavy. Some of it I can scrape with a knife, but I bought this nasty, I mean horrendously strong acid garbage. Didn't want to have to do it, but I mean, they say that it's really the awesome way to get this stuff off. And but you got to get rubber gloves. You got to be really, really careful because it'll burn the crap out of your skin. So anyway, I got that stuff. I bought it last time I was down here. It cost me way too much, like $23 for a bottle. But anyway, so I want to get that all off, and so I can repaint the boot stripe when the time comes. And all right, that's about it for now. I'm gonna get some other stuff I need to go ahead and set up for, and I'll meet you down in the basement. And we're gonna be looking at the well, I don't know what you call it, the motor itself, and how that's gonna fit down over the motor mount. We'll see you there in just a minute. Okay, so here we are. I don't know if you remember from the last time, but I on the inside of the motor mount, what I did, I took and carved out a section so that the pads on these can just slide right down on. Now, and by the way, they're perfectly spaced and they actually work just fine. As a matter of fact, you can see the other pad here. The problem is I did not provide for the curve right here, in the motor mount at the top. So when this came down, but it get hit right here and it wouldn't go down any further. So what I've got to do is relieve the top of the motor mount on the back side so that when this slides down, it can slide all the way down and rest on the top of the motor mount right here. And what that means is I got to take all this, cut that much out of the top of the motor mount so that as it slides down, it fits perfectly with this. And anyway, just one of the many delights of buying a very, very, very old motor. This is a 1965 Johnson Seahorse. So 6 horsepower, not a big deal. I hate to be cutting the stew out of my motor mount, but I also don't want to be going out and buying a brand new motor or even an old used one, because since I've already spent the money for this. All right, we'll catch you later on this. I'm going to show you the motor mount next. Okay, so here we are with a motor mount, and you can see the problem. There's the slots that I cut, and those slots are perfect for those pads to slide down into. But look at the top of this motor mount. This is just this is a rounded 90-degree corner. It'll never go, because you've got to have both of these relieved enough to be able to accommodate the slope in for the top of that motor clamp. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not a motor guy, I'm a sail guy. So anyway, so what I've got to do is cut out a slope in this section and this section over here, so that as the pads slide down in, the whole motor can go down on without having this corner here interfering. And right now, it will not let it go down past a certain point, because it sticks right up into that area that slopes forward. Anyway, okay, there's the idea, and at this point, that's going to wait for a little bit later. I don't know, maybe tomorrow morning. But right now, I just got here a while ago, and I really need to go in and spend some time with my folks. They're getting on up there in years, and I don't want to come down here and be totally selfish and, spend all this time on my boat. Mom and Dad are hugely important to me. All right, that's it. Just want to kind of get everything set up here, and so that when we get started again, you'll see what we're working with. Well, it's 6:45 and 31 degrees, and it's not exactly a pleasant morning to be out here, but got a beautiful day coming up. We are going to try to get some work done on that motor mount. It looks like at this point, all the forecasts are saying tomorrow's a complete washout. So, we got another project planned inside. I'm going to try to get the latch done for the cowling on the outboard motor. At this point, it's early. I can't do anything with the sander because it's way too early. People are probably still sleeping. And I can't do anything with the equipment. I'm going to just say that because I'm not going to give it away. I can't do anything with the equipment to work on the motor mount right now because that's pretty loud. So anyway, guys, I think what I'm going to do is just go back inside and work on my website, the Restoring Little Girl website, and do a little bit of catching up there because I haven't worked on that in a while. And then grab some breakfast, and I'll be back out here, probably about 9:30. I'm always hesitant on when to start because I want to wake people up. I don't want to bother people too early in the morning. But all right, that's it, guys. So welcome to another day aboard Little Girl, and we'll get some work done, and we'll share it all with you. Have a good day. Hi guys. Well, it's morning still, and because it's before 9:30, it's actually only 8 something, 8:20, something like that. Breakfast is over, but I think what I'm going to do, because it's too early to go using equipment outside right now, I think I'm going to take a run up to Home Depot and pick up the parts I'm going to need for the cowling on that outboard motor. I refer to this as the engine room down here, by the way. The only reason that's engine room is this is where I keep my outboard. It's supposed to be funny, but that wasn't funny. Anyway, so I'm going to do that and maybe run by the harbor and get a little footage out over the open water and be back here in time to start working on sanding out the rest of the hull. See you later. Barnstable's Inner Harbor. During the summertime, these huge pilings here have floating docks lined up next to them and tied in. But for right now, it's still pretty much winter. Very cold day. High is only going to be in the low 30s today here on Cape Cod. This is the backwater salt marsh that flows out into Barnstable Harbor. My brother and I have kayaked up in here many times. We'll love it. Right now the tide is really almost bottomed out. It's an outgoing. You can see right down here the current. And when you kayak up in here, you want to time it so that you're going in at slack tide back into the marsh. And then you are coming out just as the tide is turning and going out, and it'll shoot you right out. I'm standing on the bridge, and the tide flows underneath this bridge right out into the Barnstable Harbor. But awesome place to kayak. You cannot believe how much that tide has gone out. That looks like a 3 or 4 foot outgoing. I wonder, well, anyway, I've never seen it this low. Anyway, love it up in here. It is so peaceful when you're back up in here. We go way back, and anyway, great kayaking. And it's time for What's New Corner. And so we're going to start off today with this. It's a new toolbox. The reason for this silly thing was initially for one reason, which you'll see in just a minute. But what happened was over the years, my big red toolbox, which you've seen many times aboard little girl while we've been doing all the work on her, that toolbox is incredibly heavy. I mean, it's just got everything in it, which is good. I mean, you can find, but it takes you forever to go through it and find anything you're looking for. So I got this new toolbox for another reason, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. But in the meantime, what I've done, I've gone ahead and made this specific. Okay, I know the logic may not make sense to you, but it does to me. Here's all my woodworking: this files, rasps, nail punches, that kind of thing. And underneath here are all my screwdrivers. All the screwdrivers, ratchet screwdrivers, etc. So anyway, that's it for that. But the reason I bought it to begin with, and this is where we get into item number 2 on the What's New Corner, and this is the biggie. This is what I've been waiting for. I bought myself a brand new Dremel. And pardon me while I open this. It's not going to be easy because I didn't bring my little monopod that I use to hold my cell phone while I'm doing this stuff. But anyway, here's a brand new Dremel. Let's get it out of here. There we go. Randy. Sorry for the confusion, guys. Anyway, this is a Multimax 35. After considering this, I had ordered a Multimax 20, but that's their bottom end. That's the low end of the spectrum on this power and everything else. Pretty much a stripped model. And I got to talking to my wife about it. She says, why do you do that? You need, you use it all the time. Get yourself a good one. So I went back and I canceled the order at Home Depot. And I had them give me the $50 that I already put in for the 20. And I put another 40 with it and bought this off the shelf. So this is a 35. Now, my brother, the one that I borrowed last time, is a 50, which is a good bit heavier duty. All it is, this is 3.5 amps and his is 5 amps. That's basically what it comes down to with regard to how they number these things. But in the meantime, this is set up exactly like his is, the same locking mechanism for getting your blades on and off down here. And it's a good one. And it's going to be very adequate. It's going to be way better than the 20 that I had already ordered. So we got that, and we got all the, we got all the blades, the sanding pads, and let's see, where's the other one? Where's my blades? Okay, here's the blades, and you got a drywall one there. You got a metal and wood one, which is the one I'm going to be using this morning as we work on the engine mount back there. But anyway, and these are good Dremel parts, Dremel blades. I did a little bit of watching of some of the off-brand blades that you can buy for the Dremel, and boy, they do not hold up. So I'm probably going to pay a little more, but when it comes right down to it, the actual Dremel blades that go with it are superior in durability, and I think they just do a great job. So anyway, that's it for our new stuff corner, and we got to get to work. Next stop is get out the sander and some new sanding pads and get the front of that port side all sanded out. One last thing that I forgot to mention, is that I bought this for my Dremel because I had checked it out, and that my new Dremel fits perfectly down inside of it to give a place to put all the accessories up in the tray on top, and I got it, and I said, man, I could really use that to relieve some weight and clutter in the big red toolbox. And so I'm going to go ahead and I guess just use the nice Dremel bag that comes with the machine with the tool. So all right, that's why I had bought this initially. I just wanted to let you know that. All right, back to work. Got to get to work on that port side. Well, guys, in only about 20 minutes or less, maybe about 15 minutes, I've already got almost all the way up to the very point of the bow here. Well, let me turn this around and show you. This is going great, but I decided, time to change out discs. I realized I was having to press harder and harder to get the same amount of bottom paint off. So I've dug into my sanding bag and pulled out a new disc. So we'll get this on. We'll show you where we're going. Okay, this is a no-no. I'm never ever going to touch the bow of my boat, the peak of it here, the ridge, with a sander again. From now on, this is hand sanded all the way back. Look at this. That went right through to the fiberglass right there. And I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I'll tell you what, that just makes me angry. I got work to do on this. Unbelievable. Well, port side is done. I'm going to call it done. Everything is done all the way from the stern up to the bow here. And that is just really upsetting right there. Yeah, be very careful. If you get up near the very ridge, the very peak of the bow, don't ever use a sander. It's so easy to go right through all the bottom paint and right into the glass. Whew. All right, well, enough bemoaning it for now. That's correction work that's got to be done. Well, after getting the port side all sanded out and a little bit of a start on the starboard side and the bow here, I think I'm going to take a break, get out of these clothes. I can get back into them later today, and I'm not hesitant. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and get to work on that motor mount. Kind of anxious to use my new Multimax tool and see how that works. And got to try to relieve that motor mount and get it so that the engine actually fits down on there. So we're going to get out of these duds, and we'll see you back up in the cockpit. Okay, well, after a whole lot of hard work and my brother helping me to get the motor up here and working on it for a while, we did get the thing, or I did get the thing to sit down and properly seat itself on the engine mount. But the problem is, once you get it in that place, it won't turn. And that's because of the design of this ancient motor. This is a 1965 Johnson Seahorse. And for some reason, the way that the thing is built, it just... Anyway, so what we're talking about doing at this point, and I think he's going to take over the effort, is turn around and sell this for a couple $100. I bought it for $100. I probably put $50 into parts and labor. I mean, I should replace a fuel line. I completely rebuilt the carburetor. I put in new spark plugs. Got all that stuff done, and now we're looking at getting a long shaft, and I'll tell you why. The motor is sitting all the way down on the motor mount, and the bottom of the motor is sticking down through the back of the boat. It would just barely get below the water line. That's a short shaft, and that's the problem. I talked to one of the guys who had a Kestrel, and I guess all he ever used was a short shaft. But in these waters, I mean, going out through the cut, going anywhere out on Nantucket Sound on any kind of a breezy day, if I needed that motor, the boat would be rocking enough to where I'd be losing power constantly. I'd be cavitating with a prop kind of up and down out of the water, and forget it. Forget it. I've got to have a long shaft. That's all there is to it. It's just sad that after all the work that I put into this, I'm just now putting the pieces together, but it's because I couldn't get the motor mount situation resolved in time to know exactly where it would come down below the bottom of the boat. So, all right, guys, well, one step forward, 3 steps back. We're going to work on it. This old girl's got to have a motor. She's going to go in, so... all right, we'll catch up with you later, and that's it for now. Any footage of it, but let me just say, my brand new little Multimax 35 was awesome. I mean, I was able to carve the relief on this out. This is how it had to be in order to get the motor down on there. It was so easy, so easy. I'm just really, really pleased that I bought this particular unit. I can't say enough about Dremel. The quality of the machine, the quality of the blades, just awesome. So anyway, all this work for nothing? Well, we'll see. We'll see what we get when we get another motor. But at least this got done, and got a chance to see where we were at with that particular motor. Just to show you the difference, there's what it looks like after I've been using it for quite a while. And that's what it looks like new. So, yeah, it's time. Believe it or not, after a while of using this, and it gets pretty much dark like that, you can actually start kind of smelling that bottom paint through the filter. I mean, you're not getting any bottom paint because it's filtering it out, but you start kind of sensing. Anyway, time for some new 3Ms, and again, thank you to my nephew JJ. Dude, you're saving me so much money. All right, I'm going to call him and say, tell him to watch this video. And the last one. Boy, thank you, JJ. You're a good man. Well, this is how much I've got done starboard so far. Just one problem. I started running into problems with my rigid sander. I remember doing the warranty on this thing, and it has a lifetime warranty. So I'm going to quit right now while it's still actually running. It's what happens is, as soon as you put it down, put the sander to the surface, it starts losing power. It's starting to lose it. So far, this thing has been amazing all the way through the sanding, and it did the entire port side with no problem at all. But then I got over on the starboard over here, over on the other side, and yeah, it's definitely losing power. So, all right, well, I'm going to put this up for now. Go check on my warranty, and I hate to say it, I'm going to work up till dark, but honestly, we're getting to the point where with rain coming in tomorrow, as it starts getting dark, this whole baby's got to be covered all back up again and cinched down. So tomorrow we work on some different projects. Guys, I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to do a wrap-up on this session here. I've got rain coming in first thing in the morning, and it's going to be that way all day tomorrow. So what's going to happen is I've got a meeting at 6:30, and it is now 5 o'clock, and I've got to grab some supper. So what this means is I've got to make big tracks here to try to get this boat all covered up and cinched up before I leave. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing this in the dark, and I don't want to do that. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, thanks for stopping by Restoring Little Girl. And we didn't get as much done as I wanted to get done, but on the other hand, we did accomplish some major things and found out where we were at with the engine mount, and well, it had to be done. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, well, listen, I appreciate you coming by, and we'll catch you on the next time around. My goal when we get back to Vermont is finally getting going on the cushion covers for the quarter berths here in the cabin, and everything is cut, everything is ready to go, and I just need to get that set up and get started on it so we can get those cushions back down here in the boat. All right, guys, and we'll catch you next time around. Okay, so this is why there's no day 2 to our time down here on the Cape for working on Little Girl. Just want to get this in. Not a whole lot you can do on a day like this.